Hello, you're watching Hornbill TV's Top Stories of the Week. And in this week's Top Stories, a 5-judge Constitution bench of the Supreme Court on Thursday unanimously struck down the centre's electoral bond scheme, which facilitates anonymous political donations, for being unconstitutional, and it underscored that the scheme violates the right to information under Article 19(1)(a) of the Constitution. The Narendra Modi government had brought the scheme in 2018 with the stated objective of enhancing transparency in poll funding. While Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud authored the lead verdict, Justice Sanjeev Khanna penned a concurring opinion to arrive at the same conclusions. The court also struck down the amendments made to the Income Tax Act and the Representation of People Act, which enabled such anonymous political contributions. The Bharatiya Janata Party has received 1,294.14 crore through electoral bonds in 2022-2023, which was nearly 54% of its total income during the year, and 7 times higher than that of its main rival, the Congress Party. The court held that the scheme, by permitting anonymous political donations, infringed upon the fundamental right to information under Article 19(1)(a) of the Constitution. It pointed out that such a right is not only restricted to fulfilling the freedom of speech and expression, but plays a key role in furthering participatory democracy by holding the government accountable. The Supreme Court then directed the SBI and has been ordered to immediately stop the issuance of any further electoral bonds and furnish details of such bonds purchased by political parties since April 12, 2019 to the ECI by March 6. Such details must include the date of purchase of each bond, the name of the purchaser of the bond, and the denomination of the bond purchased. The ECI shall subsequently publish all such information shared by the SBI on its official website by 13th March 2024. Electoral bonds that are within the validity period of 15 days but have not yet been encashed by the political party will have to be returned, following which the issuing bank will refund the amount to the purchaser's account. In some local news, tension prevailed between Desafe and Chithrongse villages as reportedly old land dispute read on February 10th. The two villages, which fall in the Chumugidma district, connects Dimapur with the dysfunctional Ganesh Nagar Special Economic Zone. According to the police, People Party to the dispute took to vandalizing property and attempted arson on lands claimed by both the villages. The two villages, by the look of the topography, are separated by the PWD roads, but there are said to be areas on one side disputed by both. It became the target of the day's vandalism, which was stopped after police arrived. No arrests were made, nor was there a report of any casualty. The police said that the situation was under control, while CRPC 144 took effect on the said day, prohibiting the assembly of 5 or more people. The Commissioner of Police, Dimapur, also issued an order directing all arms license holders of Desafe village and Chithrongse village under Chumugidma district to deposit their license arms to the nearest police station with immediate effect. The order said that the situation warranted initiating compelling action to restore peace and prevent further breach of law and order, adding that failure to comply will invite prosecution under the Arms Act and cancellation of the arms license. Later, Deputy Commissioner Chumugidma Abhinav Shivam asked Desafe village and Chithrongse village to maintain status quo as directed by the Supreme Court. Speaking to the media after meeting the representatives from two villages, Tenime Union Dimapur and Eastern Nagaland People's Union Dimapur, the DC Chumugidma Abhinav Shivam described the February 10th incident as unfortunate and said that misinformation led to tensions. He said that the incident was a result of differing perceptions regarding the Supreme Court's directives. Shivam said that some sense had prevailed in people following the meeting. Understanding the legal complexity of the matter, DC stressed on the ongoing judicial process and urged both the villages to exercise restraint. Union Home Minister Amit Shah on Saturday said that the Citizenship Amendment Act will be implemented before the Lok Sabha elections due in April-May this year. Calling the CAA an act of the country, he said there should be no confusion around it. Stating that Muslims are being misled and instigated against the CAA, Shah said the CAA is only meant to give citizenship to those who came to India after facing persecution in Pakistan, Afghanistan and Bangladesh. It is not for snatching anyone's Indian citizenship. Notably, the assurance of implementing the CAA, which was passed in the Parliament on December 11, 2019, has been a significant electoral agenda for the BJP during the Lok Sabha elections. Shah accused the previous Congress government of backtracking on the promise to implement the CAA in the country. The CAA was a promise of the Congress government when the country was divided and the minorities were persecuted in those countries. Congress had assured the refugees that they were welcome in India and they will be provided with Indian citizenship. Now they are backtracking, he said. The CAA, commonly known as the Citizenship Amendment Act, was introduced by the Prime Minister Modi government. The act aimed to confer Indian nationality to persecuted non-Muslim migrants including Hindus, Sikhs, Jains, Buddhists, Parsis and Christians who migrated from Bangladesh, Pakistan and Afghanistan and entered India till December 31, 2014 due to religious persecution or fear of religious persecution. However, it does not include Muslims or other communities who fled from the same or neighboring regions. This triggered massive protests across the country. Around 200 farmer associations and unions, mostly from Uttar Pradesh, Haryana and Punjab, called for Delhi Chalo March. The farmers are demanding a law guaranteeing minimum support price for their produce, one of the conditions they had set when they agreed to withdraw their agitation in 2021. Meanwhile, the Haryana government sealed the state's border joining Punjab with barbed wires and concrete blocks to thwart the proposed Delhi Chalo March by the agitated farmers. Besides, Delhi police also issued a traffic advisory for the commuters to prevent congestion on roads. The Samyukta Kisan Morcha, non-political, and the Kisan Mazdoor Morcha announced that more than 200 farmer unions will be marching to Delhi on the press to press the centre to accept several demands, including the enactment of a law to guarantee a minimum support price for crops. As the Delhi Chalo March commenced, the Haryana police hurled tear gas shells when a group of youth who were part of the Farmers Chalo Delhi protest march tried to break barricades set up at the Shambu border in Ambala. Despite an appeal by the Haryana police to stay away from the barricades, many youth continued to stay put and stood over the barricades, officials said. Farmers up to today continue their Delhi Chalo protest on the Punjab-Haryana border, with today being day 5 of the agitation. On Sunday, Union Ministers Arjun Munda, Nityanand Rai and Piyush Goyal met the farmers' leader for the 4th round of talks. The previous 3 rounds on February 8, 12th and 15th all remained inconclusive. The agitators have a list of 13 demands, with the primary one being on a legal guarantee on minimum support price. The government says it has reached a consensus on 10 demands, with the MSP one continuing to be the biggest sticking point between the two sides. Moving on to Manipur, amid allegations of huge demographic change in the state due to an influx of large-scale illegal immigrants from neighboring countries, Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh confirmed that 1961 will be the base year to identify and deport those illegal immigrants from the state. Speaking on the sidelines of the inaugural alternate housing complex at Games Village, Langol, Imphal, West District, Biren Singh said the decision to take 1961 as the base year was not a new one. It was already approved by a state cabinet in 2022, right after the state was granted the inner line permit system by the union government. The CM also denied public apprehension that the state could be trifurcated like Jammu and Kashmir by the central government and said Manipur cannot be divided at any cost. Commenting on recent armed loots, Biren said that only a small number of arms and ammunition were looted. However, some had already been recovered. Earlier, a statement by the Manipur Police Department stated that at least 6 persons were apprehended and remanded into police custody in connection with the incident of arms looting case of 5th IRB Chingarel, Imphal East on the night of Tuesday. On incident of firing against personnel and villagers in Sunga areas by armed miscreants on Wednesday morning, the CM said these terrorists tried to take advantage of the security lapses in the area. However, everything is under control, Biren added. Moving on to some international news, Japan's economy has contracted unexpectedly, pushing the country into recession and causing it to lose its position as the world's third largest economy to Germany, reported CNN. Gross domestic products shrank at an annualized pace of 0.4% in the last 3 months at 2023, the Cabinet Office said on Thursday, after having contracted in the previous quarter. According to the news report, the Asian economy slipped into recession because of weak domestic consumption. Private consumption, which accounts for half of the economy, declined by 0.2% as Japanese consumers battled higher prices for food, fuel and other goods. Japan imports 94% of its energy requirements and 63% of its food. So, the weak yen significantly contributed to a higher cost of living. Neil Newman, a Tokyo-based strategist, said. And for the sports lovers, the Nagaland Olympic and Paralympic Games 2024 was inaugurated this week by Nagaland Chief Minister Neiphiu at a grand opening ceremony which was held at the packed Nagaland Cricket Stadium in Chumgidma. Kalyan Chaubey, President, All India Football Federation and Vice President, Indian Olympic Association, and Grace Shenoy, Head of Sales, United Breweries, graced the occasion as honoured guests during its third edition. While welcoming all the participants, Chief Minister Rio, who is also the president of the Nagaland Olympic Association, said this evening was perhaps the biggest gathering of the youths of Nagaland under one single platform. With participants from all the 16 districts and from every corner of Nagaland, the Chief Minister acknowledged every athlete who qualified to participate in the highest level of sporting competition in Nagaland. He said that competitions will be held in 16 sport disciplines across 15 venues and arenas in the 2 districts of Dimapur and Chumgidma, with most of the sports events taking place at the Regional Centre for Sporting Excellence. Rio also reminded the gathering that within 1 month of these games concluding, Nagaland will play host to the next edition of the Northeast Olympic Games here in the same venue, where all the 8 states of the Northeast are expected to participate. Now, in the latest rankings, Kohima district continues its lead with an addition of 20 more medals in its kitty at the State Olympics on day 5. The contingent from the state capital clinched 12 more gold, 3 silver and 5 bronze to take their medal tally to 54. Dimapur trailed behind with addition of 3 gold, 1 silver and 2 bronze to an overall 35 medals and securing the second highest in the tally, while Peck district is in third place with a medal tally of 43 with 11 gold, 10 silver and 22 bronze medals as on day 5. And those were the top stories of this week from Hornbill TV. See you next week. Goodbye.